Celebrations stretched right across the Commonwealth and beyond yesterday. Despite growing Republican sentiment in many countries where Charles is head of state, thousands joined in festivities. And while it was mainly expats toasting Charles and Camilla, they were joined by Anglophiles and fans of the royal family in marking the historic milestone. In Australia, royalists rued the shortage of official government events while Republicans welcomed the low-key celebrations. However, major buildings and monuments, including Parliament House in Canberra, Flinders Street Station in Melbourne and Admiralty House in Sydney, were illuminated in royal purple. Royal fans fume. BBC let the King down and demand apology after crowning ruin. The Melbourne Racing Club renamed one of its big races the King's Coronation Cup after changing it for the Queen in 1953. In Brisbane, Government House was opened and crowds enjoyed music and a flypast by the Royal Australian Air Force. Royal fever also hit Adelaide, with high teas and cinema screenings of the event, while a big British lunch took place on the Gold Coast. Philip Benwell, of the Australian Monarchist League, said, "We know a lot of people invited friends around to their homes to watch." Across the Tasman Sea, New Zealanders marked the occasion with gun salutes, tree plantings, high teas and musical ensembles. Islands in the Pacific also got into the spirit, with villagers on Truna Island, in Vanuatu, gathering around a portrait of Charles to salute him. King and Queen salute public as thousands line the streets to witness day of history. Touching moment. Princess Charlotte leads way while holding little brother Louis' hand. King Charles welling up as Prince William kisses him on cheek in emotional moment. Expats in Canada admit the public there is divided on the significance of the monarchy. But, despite the coronation starting in the early hours, coverage was expected to be widely watched, with a series of events held. A celebratory concert took place in Ottawa bringing together artists and speakers who reflect the values His Majesty shares, said Canadian Heritage. In Hong Kong, the Royal Commonwealth Society hosted a dinner, and pubs in tourist areas showed TV coverage. Loyal subjects on the Falkland Islands took part in a weekend of events. Across Europe, expats held everything from garden parties and cocktail evenings to lavish black tie gatherings. In France, all major TV news channels covered the coronation. "Let the party begin," was the front-page headline in Le Parisien. Garden and street parties were indeed held, with the most prestigious at the British Embassy in Paris. In Spain, the Royal British Legion staged a street party in Madrid while residents on the Costa del Sol gathered in pubs to raise a glass. In the Swiss Alps, many watched on a giant screen in the Anglican church in Gstaad. And in northern Cyprus, the British Residents' Association also put up a big screen. One key event in Italy was held at a church by the Anglican English-speaking community in Genoa. Out in the Atlantic, on the British overseas territory of St Helena, locals organised activities including a royal bake-off. Hundreds of events were staged in the U.S. Families in New York gathered in Central Park for picnics. Ye Old King's Head, in Santa Monica, California, went all out to mark the occasion. Its Birmingham-born owner, Phil Elwell, said, "If you can't be in England and you are in LA, then we are the place to come." South of the border, in Mexico City, the Duke Pub held a special evening to celebrate. And in Dubai, expat and nurse Tracy Elisa Jones watched a live feed at the British Embassy. She said, "It is time for a new perspective on the monarchy.